children of I would say, not only middle class, but upper class family living in a suburb outside of Warsaw. I went to a private Hebrew school where two languages were simultaneously taught and used interchangeably, Polish and Hebrew, not Yiddish, Hebrew. In 1937 or 1935, I still have a question figuring out, 2 years difference, because I gave my name when I was taken into Auschwitz as 2 years older, because I heard at the selection process that at the train when we arrived in Auschwitz, that 18 and over were into the camp, and I understood German as well. So instead of being 16, I was 18. And it still plays havoc with me. So I really don't know if I was born in 1924 or 1926. Years, of whatever events have erased it from my memory, and I could not. I went back to Poland to find my birth certificate. No way. Completely out. So, assuming that this was 1937, we moved from that little suburb to Warsaw. And that's where I was singing was my life, so I was a soloist in the choir in that little suburb. In 1941, after the Germans attacked Russia, all hell broke loose, and in one of these forays of the SS into the ghetto, I became an orphan, meaning my father was 41, my mother was 37, and I had a younger brother as well, 2.5 years younger than I, that were all shot in the ghetto. I came home from the place of cleaning whatever it was there, and found a huge number of corpses right in the end, recognized my family, and I went berserk, and I escaped from the ghetto through the help of a Christian girlfriend who lived outside of the ghetto and originally lived across the street from us. She took me over to a train station, risking her own life, and was led by a friend of my grandfather's from that little suburb across the border into Germany. And I don't mean Russia, I'm talking about Germany, the other direction, because that particular person who worked for my grandfather knew that I had a cousin in one of the ghettos in Germany. I had no papers, so I was turned over to the police and gotten into a transport into destination Auschwitz. Find one, as a matter of fact, in Auschwitz itself, who was the chief of our work detail, a fellow by the name of George, who came from Silesia, who was sort of ethnic German but Polish, an SS man who literally refused to carry out the pouring in of the gas into crematoriums when he came to tell us what he was doing. He refused, and he thought they were going to send him to the Russian front. They didn't. There were lots of takers because they paid them with whiskey, with all kinds of things. So I was searching for him at the end of the war, never found him. probably was killed eventually. I never questioned it because I wasn't fanatically Orthodox to begin with. So I realized we're not talking about a person sitting with a computer up in heaven somewhere, deciding you do this, you do this. What differentiates us from animals is that we have a free will. God didn't do this. It's people who did it. First of all, I sang. I became the formal entertainer for the cell block leaders and also for some of the SS who came to hear, and they enjoyed it. I sang German, English, Yiddish. They couldn't care less as long as I sang. And this is what automatically gave me a special job that permitted me to have more than the normal food rations. So I wasn't what you call a Musselman, meaning skin and bones. I was okay. Even the Germans themselves brought me goodies. So, and goodies mean some bread, some whatever. It doesn't join them. They became my family. I escaped from a train leading us from one German camp, specifically Dachau, in January 1945, close to February, I should say, and at one of the air raids where they got us out of the trains. They were transporting us from one camp to another. I encountered the first tanks of the 506th Parachute Infantry of the 101st Airborne, and they became my family. Absolutely fantastic. I became the mascot of H Company 506 Parachute Infantry, never left them until I came to the United States. A transition from being a prisoner into a soldier, into a 1000% American. And I try to erase the rest of it from my memory. Freedom is a most important thing if you do not have it. And it's worth defending. Thank God we're strong enough here in the United States not to permit another Holocaust, hopefully, to even try, and that we could stop it. And that's what usually prejudice leads to. It begins innocuously with a little bit of, don't like this guy, don't like that gal, or whatever, and it develops into hatred. And in the case of the Jewish people, it was a question of an old story, jealousy, really jealousy, as I see it. God bless America. That's it.
Thank you.